Well, there we go. Well, okay, that's it. Hopefully, some of you guys come back. My girlfriend caught me getting high on what the uh, G money. That's a very good question that I do not have the answer to that. Okay, well, let's try this again. Let's see. It says I'm online, so I don't know. I don't know what to say, guys. Oh, but I do want to invite. Okay, let's see if that works. Copy link, add placeholder. Oh, no, never mind that part. Dang it. Dang it. Let me remove that from there. All right, the Jedi. There you are. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Like I said, it zooms into my face. I don't necessarily like that it does that because all you see is this, you know. But it is what it is, guys. What can I say? Anyway, thank you for joining me tonight. You Jedi and you Lisa, appreciate it because I can see there's only two of you, so that just means both of you. So thank you for coming through. And since that works, Jedi, if you don't mind hitting the link and just to test out if it works, if you could actually come in using this format here now. You click the link and then just go as audio if you like, so you don't show yourself and see. And we can see if this thing works. Hopefully it does. So the link's right there. Anybody can push it, and so I can see that you're saying the link works. Okay, great. Thanks for that, Jed. I appreciate that. All right, guys. So the link does work. If you guys want to join in and talk for a bit, I gotta say I probably have a good 30 minutes before. So let's go on with the first part of the title, which is Trump's war crimes. All right, so there's been more developments about the bombing of the boats in Venezuela, near Venezuela. Well, coming out of Venezuela, but it turns out that the people are now watching the actual footage of the bombing, where they say it was a small boat with 11 people in it that shows that the bombing did take out the boat. It split it in half. It capsized it. It did show the boat actually sinking in, but it did show also two people that were holding for dear life. The link will work now, Norbies, because the link is highlighted in blue. Oh, cool. All right. Thanks. Thank you, Raider Rich, for letting me know that. Because I didn't know that was the situation. Now I know. And always have to battle. So, yeah. Okay. So, clearly somebody here is at fault. Trump already cleaned his hands by saying that, you know, I know about the attacks. I don't know what goes into the attacks, but I just know that there was attacks. So he wiped his hands and pretty much put it on his Secretary of War, if you may. So Trump already passed him the ball, and now Secretary of War is coming up for a what do you call that thing when you take somebody high up into court? What do you call that thing? Shoot, what a horrible time to forget. Uh, no, I was gonna say indictment, but it's not an indictment. It's what do you call that? What they did to what they did to Trump last time. What do you call that when you try to like not take out the president, but you know, what do you guys call it, guys? It's when you take him to a court hearing to just make him look bad. You're not really firing him, but you're making him look bad. Jedi, help me out if you're still in here. It's what is that word? Policy. Dang it. Dang it. Guys, if you know which word I'm talking about, it's not indictment. It's No, no, it's not indicted. It's the other word. It's I think it starts with a P. Starts with a P. They did it to Trump. What was it called? Not impeachment. Is it impeachment? Is it impeachment? Let me know. No, it's not impeachment either. Or maybe it is. Yeah, it's impeached. So I think the Secretary of War is up for impeachment. I'm pretty. I think it's impeachment. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But I was pretty sure it's impeachment because at the end of the day, he was in charge of that attack. So everything that happened was under his watch. I mean, you could say a lot of the White House people are saying that it was on the admiral's watch. It was the admiral's call. But the admiral, shout out to 264, the admiral said that he was only following the orders of the Secretary of War. Not impeachment. I'm pretty sure it's impeachment. Uh, So the admiral said no, he was just following orders, which for the most part, yeah, he was following orders, and the admiral is not going to do anything until he gets orders. And the order was from the Secretary of War, and from what people say, and I quote, "Kill them all, kill them all." And that was a very, very precise wording as far as what kind of results he wanted. And he got it because they did a second run on a boat with two survivors. They bombed it and made sure they took out the two survivors. Now that in itself right there is a war crime because we are not supposed to engage once a assumed enemy is incapacitated, no longer able to cause any danger towards us. Now the excuse was that they had to take out those two P survivors because for the possibility that they might be able to swim back to land and regroup and restock and make another attempt to get what the Secretary of War says, some type of narcotics, right? So that was their excuse for taking out the two remaining survivors. Obviously, it's BS, and they should have stopped attacking them once the first attack was done. Once the boat was out, that was it. They didn't need to keep shooting, but they did. They went for a second run, bombed the hell out of it, and made sure they took out those two survivors. How is this going to play out as far as our politics, our world court, even world court? Because at this point they're gonna, I'm sure, bring up charges of what do you call it? Crimes against humanity because we took out two survivors that could have lived. They could have gone to prison, but instead the U.S. just took them out. So I thought that was ridiculous that was happening. Let's see. Another thing that's been happening recently is that they recently did a poll where where they asked Republicans how they feel about the economy with Trump being in charge so far about a year. And for the most part, it's exactly what everybody expected. I think they said about 54 or 60% of people that voted for Trump felt that the economy was worse right now than it ever was. And they clearly blame Trump for it. And that's understandable because I blame Trump for it. For the most part, it is his fault. I mean, I don't know who out there can defend any of his actions. I mean, I don't even know how Nino America can defend. I don't even think he's defending anything that has to do with Trump anymore. From what I see Nino doing, he's only defending ICE at this point. Everything I seen him do is mostly just to speak for on behalf of ICE, which I think is also ridiculous. Shout out to Ghost Sosa Music. Shout out to Bipolar Chipmunk, only 6'4". It's like Biden's insanity affected Trump. You know what? Hey, it just might have because Me, like I said before, guys, I'm not a Democrat, not a Republican. I always vote third party because honestly, you're not gonna make me vote the lesser of two evils. I don't care. I'd rather vote for the third party because at least I know nobody can blame me for all the crap that these guys are doing. And right now, what's happening with Trump's administration is just them covering things up, lie after lie. Like what happened? They recently caught the that pipe bomb guy from DC from like 4 years ago. Like you're gonna tell me that it took you guys 4 years to catch him? All of a sudden, you guys got a suspect. You guys found him and arrested him. I don't know. It's funny how a lot of shit is coming down on them, and they somehow pulled this one out of their hats. Oh, we got the guy that set up all the pipe bombs. I don't know. That seems a little too convenient, especially with all the backlash that they're getting right now, as far as what Trump's doing with with the with the with the economy, with with immigration. You know, like I said in the last live, he gave a pardon to Honduras' former president that was caught, that was known to have transported tons of coca over here in the U.S. And this is why I say, when people say that, he's stopping the flow of drugs coming to the U.S. No, he's not. He's not. You're lying to yourself. Explain how he pardons the guy that transported tons of coke to the U.S. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Why would he? I heard somebody on the radio said it was it was an early Christmas present for one of Trump's kids. Because from what I hear, one of them has a snowflake problem. It said Tony A said that you talk about Tony A is sad that you talk about Trump. I don't think he is. I don't know, but I doubt that he is. Let's see. Honduras pardon president is America's choice. Hey, you never know. You never know. You never know. I mean, his mom was a drug dealer. I don't know if you guys remember that part about his mom being a drug dealer. So that doesn't sound too far out there. Max Mucho, what am I crying about? Well, I mean, the economy, Trump's war crimes. I mean, everything that he's doing. I mean, can anybody here in the chat tell me something that Trump has done correct? Can you tell me something that has helped you personally? Because honestly, look, I like to be an open-minded person. I like to play devil's advocate, but I cannot find one good thing that Trump has done for the American people. For the American people, not America, but for the American people. I can't find one thing. If you guys know one thing, let me know in the chat what that is, because I really would like to know. No, the major plays. And that so another thing that I wanted to talk to you about was tell me something good that Trump has done to the economy. Exactly. Only 6-4. I don't know. I would am I back? I don't know what happened there. But did this work? Oh look here. There we go. There we go. There's America. What do we want? Let's see. Bipolar Chairman says, well, he has made billionaires richer, so that's correct for the rich. Yep, you're right about that. You see, Max Mucho, I hear the talk about this two racks, but I haven't seen any paperwork for it. So it's really difficult for me to believe that that's going to happen, considering that there's like no paperwork drawn up that says the American people are going to get 2K back. And I don't think that's going to happen because look, so many corporations are suing Trump. Where's he going to get all that money? Let's see, only 6'4", Back to the Future. You're bad. Let's see. He ended some of the woke stuff, but that's red herring. Woke stuff isn't on my radar. How you got that right? Back to the Future. Hey, okay. Thanks for that. Let's see. The Jedi says, I don't know if it's true, but I read starting on July 4th. I can't read that. Starting July 4th. America will have their own Trump account open and seated with Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, Jedi, because that is actually for any baby that's born after. I don't know if it's that date necessarily, but I know for 2020, any baby born after 2026 will have a Trump account where the government would load up $1,000 in some sort of crypto, I believe, some sort of crypto where apparently it'll stay there until they're like 18, and while it grows again. Apparently, supposedly that's inside the big beautiful bill, where they said that in 2026 all the babies born in the U.S. will have $1,000 account for them. That's crypto though. Shout out to 805 Plumbing. The folks blinking their lights at me. Let's see. When you deepen your moment to do something for your yeah, for the most part, the Trump app. Yeah, so that's what I get. That's what I get from that. You know, that's supposed to happen next year. So hey, if you have a baby, probably a good time to start thinking about. Well, it's probably time to start thinking about having a baby for next year. But I guess you could technically start now. All right, let's see what is going on here. Oh, all right, guys. So there's a link if anybody wants to jump in. Jedi says supposedly could be worth over 100K when they're 18. Oh, if crypto's still around, it's a possibility. I mean, that's the thing about crypto is that's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. It's just stock markets. Nothing in there is guaranteed. You could lose. I mean, what was it? A few months ago, a ton of people lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in crypto. They're trying to get people to have babies, maybe. You know what? And I'm glad you said that. I am glad you said that, Jedi, because that's that's the second part of this whole live tonight, whereas America's population is dwindling. I saw a story where the population is doing so bad that if by next year they need they need every female in the country to have two babies so that population will not be in danger of disappearing in the U.S. Now, I'm pretty sure that I've talked about this many a times that a lot of the white population is dying out. One of the reasons why they took out Roe versus Wade was because I know they buried this story where it showed that about 60 to 70% of the women that were getting abortions were white women. So if white women were not having babies, I mean, that's all bad. Especially if it was 70% of the females in America, that's all bad. Like I said in the live that last year whites had a minus 700,000 babies. 700,000 babies minus that they were expected to have. That's a whole lot of babies that were supposed to have been born, but did not. They're supposed to take over these political offices of these people, but they're not. Which makes me wonder why. That might be one of the reasons why they're pushing to migrate white South Africans here, so that maybe they could help out with that with those numbers, because at the same time, while the white population was down 400,000 babies last year, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 400,000 babies. The I guess you could. I guess they put it down at Hispanic or Latino. The brown people. Brown people had the number almost close to 4 million babies last year. 4 million babies. That's a lot of babies. Meaning that in 20 years, aside from the population that we already have, we're gonna have 4 million more of us out here in these lands, ready to start a new game, start a new system. And like I said it before, we're not going to create, I believe we are not going to create a system where, you know, we only allow certain people to become rich and have their own rules, because I, for the most part, like to believe that we believe in equality. We're okay that everyone wins as long as everybody puts in work. Because I like to think we have a little bit of conservatism in us, where we at least want somebody to put in some type of work to get some type of compensation and take care of those that unfortunately cannot. But that's okay. That's why we are a community, that we come together to help individuals that cannot help themselves. So once they can help themselves, they just gotta find a way, and through programs, yeah. Well, and I'm not saying give out free money. I'm saying create programs where they could get some type of job. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, even they could at least even work security. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But yeah, that's just how it is right now. And I gotta say, guys, we need a change pretty soon, because nothing's getting better out here. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate that. And then there will be government. Yeah, but at the end, you know what? Like I said, we're gonna take these places and we're gonna create a system that is not a free for all either. And this is the thing I don't like, that people people, they don't think that we could run a country. I definitely think we could run it a whole lot better, because our morals are different, our views are different. Where we're not about making a few people rich. I mean, if we could create jobs, we're going to create jobs. If we got to build buildings for them to live, we're going to build buildings. You know, I think we could do a much better job, because at the end of the day, we're not trying to make only a specific type of people wealthy. You know, and I don't know about you guys. For me, I'm happy if I could throw a barbecue on the weekend. I'm not trying to like get a super yacht or get the most expensive car in the world. Oh shit, that sucks for them. Ouch. I just saw a car accident. Thankfully, it was not me. Shout out to Smear Gang. Says the people will never have power. It will always be in the hands of the elite. Well, but Smear Gang, that's what I'm saying. Their population is dwindling. That's why they made an announcement that the U.S. population it could possibly disappear. But I gotta ask you, it's all about perspective. What U.S. population is disappearing? I know it ain't us. I see a ton of us having babies out there, which I love. Love seeing. I mean, granted, yes, we're not under the right circumstances financially to be popping out babies, but hey, look, we got to do it. I mean, we're not gonna fight for these lands because you know why are we gonna try to take out people to get back these lands when we just got to keep having babies. We just got to overpopulate them. If we get the numbers, we're gonna get the lands back, and that's just the way we could do it. This is U.S. U.S. population is nothing to the elite. Well, it is because they need people, they need bodies, but the problem is they're either gonna use us to whichever survivors are left to run the government, but at the most for the most point they're running out of their own people to put in their position. And that's the problem. That's why Trump was trying to put a program together so that, and now they didn't put out this part, but to encourage American citizens to have more babies. But they realized, I'm pretty sure, because they realized it's probably not a good idea to give out all these benefits for white people only. They probably realized, yeah, I think the rest of the country is gonna sue us majorly if we only put out these benefits just for white babies. So scratch that. We can't do that. We can't do that. And you damn right you can't do that. That'll be hella illegal for you to only give out benefits to for white people to have kids, but not anybody else. But for the most part, yeah, the white population is in danger of disappearing. They don't have a lot of time. Speaking for the most part, yes, all politicians are the same. All politicians that are Republican and that are Democrat, all of them are the same. All they do is lie to us. All they do is give us false promises. I mean, at this point, the Trump administration is looking exactly like the Biden administration. It's just a different. It's the same song with a different singer. That's what it is. I mean, who do you know that's winning right now as a Republican? Like I said, they did a poll how they felt the economy was doing under Trump, and from what I heard, 60% of Republicans that voted for Trump feel that the economy is worse off than when it was with Biden. And yes, they do blame Trump. It's interesting because this is a good indication that more than likely a Republican will not win the next presidential election because Trump has been damaging that possibility with the way he's running the country. You know, and but then again, what Democrat is there to run against a Republican? And it's definitely not Gavin Newsom because Gavin Newsom is just as bad as Kamala Harris. He's just as bad. He's like the male version of Kamala Harris. And that's not going to be good for the country. That guy cannot win. That guy was a horrible governor. And he's definitely going to be a horrible president. But I'm saying this is the time where we really need to get behind a third party that is not connected to Democrats or Republicans. Because at the end of the day, none of those sides, neither of those sides are doing anything for us. They're not. And I really believe that if we go third party, we'll make some sort of difference. At least in California, because right now California needs to get away from Democrats. Boss Media mega forever. It's just Let's see. Jedi says it's been known political parties are front for elite agendas, but people still ignorantly vote for them. Yeah, yeah, for the most part. For the most part. And like I say, guys, for me, it would be way better if we just went third party. If we went third party, I think we could do a lot better. I honestly do. Because with Republicans and Democrats, we just can't get ahead. They don't help us for shit. Trump isn't doing shit to help us. The guy's sleeping. The guy's giving pardons to people he doesn't even know. That's crazy that he was crying about Biden's auto sign pardons. And this guy's just signing them. He's not auto sign, he's just signing them without knowing who he's giving pardons to. Except for that Honduran president. Oh, he knew who he was. And he still pardoned him. So that's why when any Republican says that he's for anti-drugs, no, bro gave a pardon to one of Honduras coke kingpin. I mean, unless there's like a preference, like no to methamphetamines and or what's that other one called? The one that like kills everybody like with a pinch of it. That's bad, and coke is okay apparently. Let's see, Jetta says they create new money out in thin air every time you deposit money and every time someone signs up for the house. None of that money existed, and now the debt does. Oh yeah, well our debt is huge now. It's gotten huge. Let's talk about something positive. Okay, you know what? Something positive. Much love to you, Lisa. Something positive. Let's see. That's a good question. You know what? I'm glad you said that because yeah, I don't want to be negative this whole live. Let's see something positive. I don't know. That's a tough one. You guys, let me know any kind of positive information you have heard out there. Rooster C, shout out to you. Smirgan, say goodbye to Venezuela. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I think the attack on Venezuela is gonna stop because at this point it's very obvious what Trump is trying to do. I hope it does stop because why are we messing with Venezuela? You know, why are we messing with them? There's no point for us messing with them. What I would say is, why are we messing with the oil companies in Texas? We have more oil than the Arabs do over there. Why are we messing with them here in the U.S.? But but we can't because it's a capitalistic country, so we can't. But you know what's interesting? I'm seeing a new movement of conservative Republicans and MAGA finally coming to a division. I see a lot of former MAGAs leaning more toward just being conservative Republicans and no longer associating themselves with MAGA. So I thought that was very interesting that a lot of these MAGAs are now stepping back because for the most part, they see what's going on and they know they don't like it and they know everything that was promised to them has been a lie so far. It has happened with Obama, happened with Biden, it's happening with Trump now. Let's see. Jedi says, what does Jedi say? He says, I can't read that. Mary Lou is all good. It's all good. You're good. But let's see. What did Jedi say? Let's see. He says, oh, there goes. I can't see it. Shout out to Marvelous. Says, he says, Dust Guy is live. No wonder he's always late. Hey, Mary Lou. Hey, you fuck lady. All right. Says, for example, Venezuela is about all oil money, but if you get rid of, damn, well, there goes that. Can't see that either. AKA the minimum monetary system, that there's no incentive. Yeah, for the most part. All right, guys. So, for the most part, guys, I'm pretty much already here, guys. Shout out to Chosen. Shout out to everybody that joined me for this quickie live. I appreciate all of you. I'm about to hit Marvelousness right now to get ready so we could do the freestyle and funk show to listen to some damn good music. Uh, you know, music that I put together over the years. My collection, my own personal collection. Not Marvelous. I know Marvelous like to say that, but since I'm on my channel, I'm just gonna say it. You know, these all this music is really me. But for the most part, I don't want to be the DJ, so I just let him say it's from his list. So with that being said. Uh, all right, guys. I will see you guys on the next one. Make sure to watch us tonight on Marvelous Minds channel for the freestyle and funk show. I'll see you guys there. Thank you, everyone. Please hit the like button, and if you're not a subscriber, please become a subscriber. I appreciate that. Yeah, me too, Mary Lou. So I'll see.